All right, so what I want to do is just walk through kind of the framework of what I would like to see in a flow chart with this, as far as how this would look. And this doesn't have all the pieces, and I know it's not all legible. We're going to take a picture that you can zoom in and see. But these are two different paths. So the top one is one scenario is that, okay, let's do the flow of a visitor or a prospect through to a customer, and then during each of that flow, kind of put underneath what needs to be, what we have to kind of get figured out to execute it. So in this example, let's say we're going to do general or niche entrepreneurial category, whether it's a general entrepreneur or whether it's a targeting chiropractors or doctors or dentists or whatever. We have the top 10 tools for every dental entrepreneur. Okay. So we've got the Facebook ad, we ultimately do multiple testing there. We got to come up with copy for the ad, we got to come up with creative for the ad, and then for Facebook we got to define the audience, and then we got to kind of do the actual ad management and the spend management. So we do those ads, then we're driving into a landing page that we're giving away the free top 10 tools that every dental entrepreneur needs to have. All we're asking for is name and email address. For that, we need to have the landing page platform, which we're using Thrive Themes right now, but ultimately we need to use Lead Pages or something. We gotta have creative for that landing page, any graphics or images, and we gotta have copy. Then after someone submits that, we're gonna send everybody to this Tripwire upsell page, which is, we're gonna try and say, hey, you like the top 10 for a limited time, top 200 tools, you can get it right now for $27. Normally, $49 for $27. All right, I have a video on here of me talking about it. We've been working on this for the entire year. Curated content. We're also going to put you on a weekly drip as well, so you get them in the full guide and the drip. Got a landing page platform, the created video, and the copy. All right, the outcome is either people are going to X out of this and they don't buy at all. Okay, if they don't buy, all right, that's the outcome that happens. That means they just X out. Then we trigger the email series, where the first one is they get the top 10 tools that we promised them back here, but then we're trying to upsell to 200. Hey, we're still going to maintain that $27 price, for the next 7 days. And then we send them another email that's more educational oriented around that top 10 tools. Hey, the third one on the tool was Gene. Let us show you an example of that so you get a lot more value. So we're getting value, but we're trying to upsell the top 200 tools at the same time. And we do that, maybe do this email, wait a day, send this email, wait 3 days. And then outside of that, kind of what happens next. Either they buy or they don't buy the top 200. And then we're going to ultimately try and send them, upsell them on the outsourcing webinars. Now, we started a relationship, we're going to try and pitch on the outsourcing webinar, but after this 7-day period where we're trying to upsell the top 200, we wait 7 days and then we go ahead and add them to that addictive tool series, because everybody that comes in our funnel, everyone, we want to get that addictive tool series and to get them on a weekly basis to infinity. So that's always going to be happening with every contact, no matter how they come into it, in other emails that we send them on upselling other things. So that starts kind of on a weekly basis, but then we have this other parallel email series where we're trying to upsell them to do the outsource, sign up for the free webinar on how to outsource in your business. You've been getting these great tools from us, let us take you to the next level and show you how to use outsourcing. Free webinar. So we do maybe a couple of emails promoting that a couple days apart. And the outcome is either they're going to attend the webinar, they're going to sign up for the webinar and either attend it, or sign up and don't attend, or they don't sign up at all. Those are the outcomes. Now what happens after each of those? What do the emails need to be? If they don't attend, do we send the recorded version? If they attend the webinar, then we're going to send educational information. Then we're going to start upselling them to the paid webinar. And that's ultimately where we're wanting to try and go, to the paid webinar, is ultimately what we're trying to upsell them to. If they come here and they get the top 200 and we upsell them and they do buy, right? Then we go and we send them the top 200 tools that they just purchased. But then we immediately start going into pitching the free webinar, but we also start these people on the Addictive Tool Series, which is the same one up here. So no matter how they come in, whether they buy the top 10, the top 200, part of the value is that we're just going to give you these on a weekly basis as well. So what I'm looking for is kind of a flow chart that captures not only the different outcomes in the decision tree, but what's needed. Like here, we need the webinar platform, we need Infusionsoft integration, we need the email rules, build that out. And I think you can capture both. Capture the journey, but also capture what needs to happen under each one of them. And then we translate this into active collab and create a Gantt chart of milestones. This other path, is, for example, we do a data scrape of a list. Like I get all the entrepreneurs' data scrape list. then I'm just going to start them off, because I'm not getting them through an ad. I'm just going to start them off with an email where I just do an intro for me, and I just say, hey, I want to tell you about this Addictive Tool series, and I just start them on it. And that's it. Say, once a week, I'd love to get your feedback. It's something we're doing here, entrepreneur to entrepreneur. Do you like it? Then we kind of do those once a week and drip those. And then once we've done a couple of weeks of those and we earn value in that relationship, then we go ahead and keep them on the ongoing weekly Addictive Tool, but say, hey, you like these? For $27, you can get our top 200 in one guide. And then ultimately, we move these people towards selling them on the outsourced webinar. And then the next thing that happens after all this is whatever the next course is that we have. So we get all these people on the weekly Addictive Tool series, but then as we come up with new content courses we've developed, like the next one on affiliate content marketing, that becomes the next thing that we layer down. So when I talk about creating a flow chart on this, this is sort of what I'm envisioning, and open to any interpretation on it.